ഹായ് ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, എല്ലാവർക്കും ഓപ്പൺ എജ്യൂയിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. നമ്മുടെ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബേഴ്സിൻ്റെ സജഷൻസ് പ്രകാരം ഈ വരുന്ന ഏപ്രിലിൽ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന RRB ലെവൽ 1 എക്സാംസിൻ്റെ പ്രിപ്പറേഷന് വേണ്ടി സിലബസിൽ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുള്ള ജനറൽ അവയർനെസ് ആൻഡ് സയൻസ് ടോപ്പിക്സിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്ത് 50 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് വീതമുള്ള എപ്പിസോഡ്സ് ആയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ക്ലാസ് പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇന്നത്തെ എപ്പിസോഡിലെ ടോപ്പിക്ക് കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷനാണ്. പ്രീവിയസ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസും എക്സ്പെക്റ്റഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസുമാണ് ഇതിൽ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഏറ്റവും കുറഞ്ഞ സമയം കൊണ്ട് കൂടുതൽ ടോപ്പിക്സ് കവർ ചെയ്യുകയാണ് ഈ എപ്പിസോഡ് കൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. ഇതുവരെ ഈ ചാനൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാത്തവർ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബും ഷെയറും ചെയ്ത് സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ മറക്കരുത്. അതുപോലെ നിങ്ങളുടെ സജഷൻസും കമൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ആദ്യത്തെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. വിച്ച് ഈസ് ദ ലോങ്ങസ്റ്റ് ആൻഡ് ദ ലാർജസ്റ്റ് റിട്ടൺ കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ ഇൻ ദ വേൾഡ്? Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution is the longest and the largest written constitution in the world. The oldest and the shortest written constitution in the world is American Constitution. American Constitution is the oldest and the shortest written constitution in the world. The concept of constitution originated in which country? America. Who is known as the father or architect of Indian Constitution? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is known as the father or architect of Indian Constitution. Modern Manu or modern Buddha or Baba Saheb or Indian Jefferson? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is known as modern Manu, modern Buddha, Baba Saheb, Indian Jefferson. The Mahar movement was founded by whom? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar founded the Mahar movement. The resting place of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is called Chaitra Bhumi. Chaitra Bhumi is called the resting place of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Ambedkar Day is observed on April 14. April 14 is observed as Ambedkar Day. Who is known as the father of American Constitution? James Madison. James Madison is known as the father of American Constitution. Who is the first Indian to put forward the idea of a constitution for India? M.N. Roy. M.N. Roy is the first Indian to put forward the idea of a constitution for India. The first political party which raised the demand for a constituent assembly to frame a constitution for India is Swaraj Party. Swaraj Party is the first political party which raised the demand for a constituent assembly to frame a constitution for India. Which is the largest democracy in the world? India. India is the largest democracy in the world. Which is the first democracy in the world? Greece. Greece is the first democracy in the world. Which is the longest surviving democracy in the world? Britain. Britain is the longest surviving democracy in the world. Which country is known as the home of direct democracy? Switzerland. Switzerland is known as the home of direct democracy. The country which is known as the cradle of democracy? Greece. Greece is the country which is known as the cradle of democracy. The Constitution of India was prepared by Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly prepared the Constitution for India. The Constituent Assembly was formed under the provision of which plan? Cabinet Mission Plan. The Constituent Assembly was formed under the provisions of Cabinet Mission Plan. When did Cabinet Mission came to India? On 24th March 1946. The Cabinet Mission came to India on 24th March 1946. The British Prime Minister who sent Cabinet Mission to India is Clement Attlee. Clement Attlee is the British Prime Minister who sent the Cabinet Mission to India. What is the total strength of the Constituent Assembly fixed by the Cabinet Mission? 389. What is the total strength of the Cabinet Assembly fixed by the Cabinet Mission? 389. The Constituent Assembly was set up on 6th December 1946. The Constituent Assembly was set up on 6th December 1946. When was the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly held? It was held on 9th December 1946. The first meeting of Constituent Assembly was held on 9th December 1946. How many members were there in the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly? 207. The total number of members in the first meeting of Constituent Assembly is 207. The first person who addressed the Constituent Assembly is Acharya J.B. Kripalani. Acharya J.B. Kripalani is the first person who addressed the Constituent Assembly. Who was the temporary president of the Constituent Assembly? Dr. Sachidananda Sinha. Dr. Sachidananda Sinha was the temporary president of the Constituent Assembly. Who presided the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly? Dr. Sachidananda Sinha. Dr. Sachidananda Sinha presided over the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly. Who is the permanent president of the Constituent Assembly? Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad is the permanent president of the Constituent Assembly. Who was elected as the vice president of the Constituent Assembly? Harindra Kumar Mukherjee. Harindra Kumar Mukherjee was the vice president of the Constituent Assembly. Who was the constitutional advisor of the Constituent Assembly? B.N. Rao. B.N. Rao was the constitutional advisor of the Constituent Assembly. The total elected members of the Constituent Assembly was 292. The total elected members of the Constituent Assembly was 292. When did the Constituent Assembly adopted our national flag? It is on 22nd July 1947. The Constituent Assembly adopted our national flag on 22nd July 1947. When did the Constitutional Assembly adopted our national anthem and national song? It was adopted on 24th January 1950. The Constituent Assembly adopted our national anthem and national song on 24th January 1950. Who designed the cover page of the Indian Constitution? Nandalal Bose. The cover page of the Indian Constitution was designed by Nandalal Bose. Who prepared the draft of the Indian Constitution? B.N. Rao. The draft of the Indian Constitution was prepared by B.N. Rao. Who was the chairman of the drafting committee? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. How many members were there in the drafting committee? 7. The total members in the drafting committee was 7. At present, the Constitution of India consists of 448 plus articles, 12 schedules and 25 parts. At present, the Constitution of India consists of 448 plus articles, 12 schedules and 25 parts. The Republic Day of India is on January 26. January 26 is observed as the Republic Day of India. Law Day is observed in India on November 26. November 26 is observed as the Law Day in India. Which day is observed as the Law Literacy Day in India? November 9. November 9 is the Law Literacy Day. When did the Constituent Assembly adopted the Indian Constitution? It is on 26th November 1949. The Constituent Assembly adopted the Indian Constitution on 26th November 1949. When did the Constitution of India came into effect? It is on 1950 January 26. The Constitution of India came into effect on 1950 January 26. When did India become Republic? It is on 26th January 1950. India became Republic on 26th January 1950. The total time required by the Constituent Assembly to frame the Constitution of India is 2 years, 11 months and 17 days. The time required by the Constituent Assembly to frame the Constitution of India is 2 years, 11 months and 17 days. Who is known as the architect of Preamble of Indian Constitution? Jawaharlal Nehru. The architect of Preamble of Indian Constitution is Jawaharlal Nehru. From which country India borrowed the idea of preamble? USA. The idea of preamble is taken from the Constitution of USA. Which is known as the heart and soul of Indian Constitution? Preamble. The heart and soul of Indian Constitution is preamble. How many times the preamble of India has been amended? Only once. The preamble of India has been amended only once. In which year the preamble of India has been amended? It was on 1976. The year in which the preamble of India has been amended is 1976.
Thank you.